The most obvious way to navigate around a worksheet is you can use the mouse by clicking here, 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 or you can use the up, down, right, left arrow keys, or you can hit the tab key that goes to the right, or holding down the shift key and hitting the tab key goes to the left. You can also use the scroll bars, which are pretty big because I don't have any data within the worksheet here, so I can't get very far. If I had data that went down to row 100, then the scroll bar would be a lot shorter, so I can click and drag and get to it faster, as opposed to clicking on the drop down arrow and going row by row or column by column. And then when I want to get back to the first cell in the worksheet, which is cell A1, I can do it a couple of ways. I can either hold down the control key and hit home, and I'm in cell A1, or let me click off, come up here in the name box and type in A1, hit enter, takes you to cell A1. Now you got control home. What about control end as an END? Well, if you have a data range that contains whatever data, like first name, last name, street address, and so on, and you've got a lot of clients there listed in that range, when you do control end, it'll take you to the very last column and the very last row within that range. So to quickly get to the end of the data range, if it ends here, control end. And then if our data range, again, is about yay big here, when you hover over any one of the borders of a selected cell and you double click really fast where you see the four-way arrow, it'll take you to the very top row of the data range, or if you do it to the left-hand side, to the very left column of the data range if it begins in column C, or to the right or to the bottom if you're in another cell within the range. And also, when you hover over it, you get a four-way arrow. That means that when you click and you drag, you can move the contents of that cell into another cell. Speaking of other things that you'll see, besides the four-way arrow, when I move off of it, you get the white cross. That means that when you click and drag, you're in selection mode. So you can select a range of cells to either format it or change the alignment or to set the numbering for it. Or another way to select a bunch of cells is by clicking one, holding down the control key and click here, 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 non-linearly. Or if you want to do it in blocks, for example, I got to select the range from A1 through H15, click in A1, then hold down the shift key and get to where you can see in column H, row 15, shift click, and it selects it in a block. And then click off. And when I hit the home key, it takes me to the first column, whatever row I'm in. And if you're in a data range, again, we got our pretend like first name, last name, and we got our clients listed below. And I'm somewhere in it. If I hit the end key on the keyboard and hit the right arrow, it goes all the way to the end of the column, or the last column of that data range, or end and hit the down arrow, and it takes me to the very last row within the data range. If there's no data range there and I hit the end key and I hit right, it takes me all the way to the very last column in the spreadsheet, which is XFD, or end, and then the down arrow to the very last row. Hooey, that's a lot of rows. And then to get back to cell A1, control home takes me right there. And then if you want to move screen by screen, instead of using the down arrows for the scroll bar, so I want to go from the screen that I see here with so many rows, hit the page down, and it goes, instead of being in 1 to 24, now from 24 to, well, close to 48, hit page down again, and it goes from 47 to 70, or course page up. And if you want to go horizontal, then just hold down the Alt key and hit page down, and it goes over so many rows to row P, and then Alt, page up, scrolls over to the left. And if you have a lot of worksheets, well, we only got one. Let's click plus, 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 and plus. If I'm on worksheet 1 and I hold down the control key and I hit page down, it takes me to worksheet 2, page down, worksheet 3, page up, sheet 2, page up, sheet 1. Again, control page down or control page up. And then also with your selection, you can go to a cell, hold down the shift key and go arrow right. You can see it selects everything from that cell to the right, and with the shift key still held down, I can hit the down arrow key and it selects everything from that point down. And then click off to deselect. Control A selects everything within the worksheet, not the other worksheets within the workbook. So if you want to quickly format everything so it's not Calibri, but it's going to be maybe Arial, then you can go ahead and change it to Arial. And so any cell that you select from here on out, if I come down, or just type in Arial, that's a lot faster. You can see it's pulled up here, or available for you selecting it down here, then any cell that I select is updated to Arial. Or you can come up here in between row header 1 and column header A, those two labels, and click on that cell in between. When you click on it, it's like hitting Control A, so it selects everything within the worksheet. And no worries, as we go through the other training videos, We'll use a lot of these examples that you can't see here because we don't have any data to work with, but it's to give you a heads up of what's coming.